call the meeting to order. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Frankfort Township Board of Education has caused advance notice of this meeting and general agenda to be submitted for publishing in the official newspapers as well as district and municipal offices on May 17th, 2024. This meeting may be recorded for subsequent public broadcast. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Mandy Joust is here. Caitlin Fredo. Here. Kathleen Adam. Here. Jamie Armando is absent. Chris Dexter.
Here.
Charlene Molnar. Here. Chelsea Stoll is absent. John Tiger.
Here. Jesse
Vaughn.
Here.
Okay. Put this far down on the agenda because there's not much to say about that stuff. Mrs. Sadowski, are you giving the student council update?
Yes, she was
Should we wait for
supposed to
Danny?
come, but
Should we wait a few minutes for her?
we can if you'd like
Okay.
to, then I could read it if we need to go back to it.
Okay, so that brings us to Mr. Newman's section, superintendent and principal.
Yeah, so we're off to a great start here in the new year. Snow day update, we still have only used 3, which is great, we're holding steady. So as of right now, I guess our last day is scheduled for June 19th. So hopefully no more snow, and then, but my other thing is January is School Board Recognition Month. So I'd like to read a few words about our board members here.
Who knew?
Right? Yeah.
Wouldn't have known that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to us, Mr. Newman.
All right. So
They should stand up.
So the New Jersey School Boards Association has declared January 2025 to be School Board Recognition Month, a time when all residents can acknowledge the contributions made by our local school board members. And the Frankfort Township Board of Education is one of 581 local school boards in New Jersey, which sets policies and oversees operations for public school districts. And the Frankfort Township Board of Education embraces the goal of high-quality education for all New Jersey public school students. And New Jersey's local school boards help determine the educational goals for approximately 1.4 million children in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. And New Jersey's 5,000 local school board members who receive no compensation for their services act as advocates for public school students as they work with administrators, teachers, and parents for the betterment of public education. And school boards strive to provide the resources necessary to meet the needs of all students, including those with special needs. And boards of education provide accountability to the public. They communicate the needs of the school district to the public, and they convey the school administrators the public's expectations for the schools. And New Jersey can take pride in its schools, which rank among the nation's best in key achievement indicators. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Frankfort Township Board of Education does hereby recognize the services of local school board members throughout New Jersey as we join committees statewide in observing January 2025 as School Board Recognition Month. And be it further resolved that the Frankfort Township Board of Education urges all New Jersey citizens to work with their local boards of education and public school staffs towards advancement of our children's education. And I thought it would be nice
Oh, no.
to present each board member with a certificate for all of their hard work. So, Kate Adam.
Me too.
You're welcome.
Getting
I
friends.
only have a cubicle.
Clayton.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Newman.
Amy, I'll get that for Lear, Chris
That
Dexter.
is amazing.
You're welcome, Jesse Vaughn,
Thank you very much.
Caitlin.
Thank
You're welcome.
Well, that is something.
And Charlotte.
That was on my head.
And John. There you go.
Right on,
There you go.
Thank
All right.
you, Mr.
Thank you
Newman.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
And that's my thing.
Oh. funny. Sweet. So, your entire update?
And I'm done.
Okay. Do you have an update, Mr. Sylvester?
We did have one
Did
case.
you get us a certificate or you?
No. I was gonna say, I missed that
We all know who our favorite
memo. We did have one case of harassment, intimidation, and bullying in this month. It was case number 2425-3. That case was unfounded. That's all I have to report.
Great. That brings us to the public comment section of.
Yeah, I know.
Second.
You're all gonna get ice cream cake next time.
Well, wait, did you see our meeting is on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be.
Have some,
I won't say it in public.
green
Just saying.
water.
Just saying.
Anybody wanna sign up? Nobody? Going once? Going twice?
Everybody will feed you today.
Alright, there you go.
Great.
Alright.
So that brings us to our monthly activities, and in February, we have the kindergarten sing on the 5th. The New Jersey State Police are gonna provide an assembly on ice safety for grades 3 through 8 on the 6th. Marking period 2 grades will be on concourse on the 6th. PTA meeting on the 11th. School's closed on the 17th for President's Day. Our next Board of Ed meeting is February 24th, and then the 7th and 8th graders will enjoy their winter dance on the 28th. Policy and curriculum, Dr. Mealy, I believe you have,
Yeah, Dave and I are gonna share today.
great.
Alright, how do you? I thought you had it already. Alright, sweet. Now I just click?
Yep.
You got it. Alright, so One Book, One Community, you saw in the bulletin that registrations are due. One Book, One Community, if you're not familiar, is the all the regions. It's High Point, Montague, Sussex, Wantage, Lafayette, and ourselves. Our librarians get together. We find a common book. It's hard to choose one book. We have multiple books to try to get all age groups involved. Our librarians bring it into their classrooms all across all of the districts. Read it in the classrooms, promote it in the classrooms, and then we culminate with the Young Authors Conference. Young Authors Conference is Saturday, March 8th here at Frankfurt School. Registrations are on the bulletin, but if you need more, I can certainly get hard copies for you. I just wanted to update you that that was on its way. Coincides with Lover Reading Week.
Is that a Spirit Week?
Lover Reading Week, usually Lover Reading Week is a Spirit Week. Yeah, love Spirit Week.
Tricky,
We got one coming up, don't worry.
Oh, we do?
February, yeah.
Good.
Yes. Don't worry, we'll make it easy.
We try our hardest to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah. And if you don't have it at home, don't
Worry.
steal it. We're Frankfurt Guard, we're good. All right, so we just wanted to update you. We're halfway through the year. You know that we are on a dip for curriculum and or for our test scores. So just wanted to update you on the progress that we're doing. We're continuing to show growth at our updated score. We're up a point, so a point counts. So we are growing within 6 months of our QSAC review. So go us, and hopefully we'll be more than 1 point come test scores in May. So we are doing our part here, and kids are working hard, teachers are working hard. Just some new graphs that were shared with me from a curriculum colleague of mine. And what's really nice to see the growth that we're having over time. So of course, orange was our dip in 21. It was the first year back after COVID, but we are on a steady climb to where we were in the past. It's just taking some time to get there. So we will certainly get there, but we are on a steady climb up and back to where we were pre-COVID times.
Go back one. What is that orange to the left?
That's the state, the state.
Oh, the state average. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
So we're growing. And then this is just our local comparison of the 3 K through 8 sending districts that we have here in the county, so you can see how we're growing as far as the region is concerned and where we're at. So that's good news. All right. And these scores that you're looking at are a level 4 and 5, so it's our students who are meeting expectations or exceeding expectations in one combined cohort.
And this hits our QSAC, right? So like Sussex Wantage was going down, so that affects their QSAC.
Yep, all of us, there's everybody in the county who was in CUSAC last year, there were 7 of us, and all 7 of us are on a dip for test scores.
Right.
So, all right, so we're continuing to do this. I created some heat maps of the New Jersey SLA data to review with all of our English and math teachers in grades 3 through 8. We're taking those heat maps and we're looking at the places where we scored in 3 and below, and we're really identifying ways to, what are we doing in our classrooms that we're not meeting the standards in there, so we're really talking about very specific standards inside of the NJSLA data. We're looking at NJSLA released prompts that we have and infusing those in the classroom. Sometimes a test question doesn't look the same as it does on a test worksheet or something that you're doing in class. So we're making sure that the language that we're using in our classrooms and the prompts that we're giving to our students are something that they can still have access to, because sometimes what happens on a test is they get a question that looks different and they don't know how to access it. So at this point, we give them those changed questions that look a little bit different and they go, of course we know how to do this. So hopefully with this, we'll show some growth over time. We're meeting weekly, I'm meeting with teams weekly to work on this sort of thing. We're doing the performance expectations. Performance expectations are the rubric of expectation for math, English, and science, so it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to perform at a level. So we're bringing that back into the classroom, making sure that's mirroring our standards-based report cards as well as what we're expected for grades at the middle school end, right? We should have the same expectations. Sharing sample products, we're looking at benchmark data from our IXL and MobiMax, making sure that our students are on track. We started our RTI after school tutoring, which is in addition to our period 10 after school tutoring. And I already mentioned that we're looking at the PD. I've done some PD with multiple grade levels, and I have my month of February is booked for professional development for staff. I'm not sure I have time to breathe after PD, but I love that sort of stuff, so.
If the RTI after school, is that driven by a teacher asking or letting the parent know they feel they need more help, or the parent asks for it?
If you qualify for RTI services in grades 2, 3, and 4, we invite those students to our after-school RTI tutoring. Just because the number of teachers that we have to do that and the funding comes from Title I is small.
Right.
So we limit it to our group.
Oh,
So the next portion of this presentation is our chronic absenteeism corrective action plan. Chronic absenteeism is when a student is absent for more than 10% of the year, which is a collective 18 days. The state then deems this student chronically absent, and then if more than 10% of our student body is deemed chronically absent, the state requires a corrective action plan. And that is what we are presenting here tonight, is our corrective action plan, because we are just over that 10% bubble. To give you an idea,
hold on, 10% of our students were out 18 days last year?
yes,
50 kids.
yeah. It's actually 10.1. So in 2022-23, we actually were at 10.5% of our student population was chronically absent, again, meaning more than 18 days. And I want, something that is important to note here is this is excused and unexcused. The state does not delineate between excused or unexcused. If you're absent, you're absent. So obviously there are instances in which we have to discuss, all right, there's medical issues, there's family issues, whatever it may be. And we understand that because we are obviously working here in the community. The state doesn't see that in terms of numbers.
Right.
So they are just, you're absent. So like I said, in 22-23, we had an average of about 10.5. The next year, 23-24, we are at 10.1. And I must say, comparatively across our county and really across the state, 10.1 is not bad. It's really good. Coming from a district or really, a district that would have seen numbers in the 30s, in the 40s, 10.1 is like, wow, we're doing something right.
But that 0.1 makes us have to do this plan.
Yes, that 0.1 makes us have to do this plan. And that's important to note too, is even just following with what we've been doing post-COVID, we are seeing a dramatic decrease in our students who are chronically absent. And if we just were to do nothing outside of this corrective action plan or what we had been doing in the past, the trend would show that we would be below this corrective action plan come next year.
Do you look at from year to year to the same students? Are there trends like that?
Yeah. We'll get there.
Sorry.
It's all right. So a part of this corrective action plan was a survey. We had to survey our community to see what they felt or how they felt about school attendance. Some sample questions that we asked. Do you think attending school regularly is important for your child? What helps or hurts your child from going to school? Do you receive information from school regarding attendance? If so, what? That survey was sent out to the community and we had 139 replies. This was representative, was a little low, but this is representative of families from all grade levels, thankfully, who were represented, and responding households ranged from one student to multi-student families. The summary of these survey results, the question of do you think school is important? 94% of our student body thought that yes, school is extremely important. We are going to work on getting that 6% to understand that yes, coming to school is important and it is valuable, but that is part of our corrective action plan. What helps you get your child to school? Buses, teachers, friends, activities, that was all pretty common. What makes it hard to get your school? Sickness, parents' schedule, waking up. I'm sure we're all aware of that. Those were the commonalities we saw with those questions. And then school communication about attendance. 97% of our families state we effectively communicate when a student is absent. 6% of families state they do not need to communicate as their students attend regularly. 14% of families are unsure of who or how to contact or communicate within regards to absences or difficulties. And that is the number that we really kind of focused on when we looked at this corrective action plan. 14% to us of people saying, yeah, I don't know who to call or what to call or how to call is something that maybe we can improve upon. 80% of our families know who to contact and how in regards to absence and difficulties. Again, that is a number we feel we can improve upon. All our families should know that they should be able to reach out to either office, my office, Mr. Newman's office, the guidance counselors, that if they are having difficulties getting their child to school, those are outreaches that they can have. So some of those reflections, we do a great job communicating the importance of school if 94% of our community agrees. We have a great staff and a diversity of activities that draw our students into the building. I think that's incredible. If kids aren't having fun, they're not going to want to come to school. So I think we really do, and like I said, sitting at 10.1 collectively around the community, we're doing a great job, and that's a testament to what our staff brings to the table every day and allowing those kids to have some fun. Where we can improve is our communication to families about who or how to contact if they are experiencing difficulties. Like I said, that number was a little like, I wonder if maybe they didn't understand the question, because it seems a little low, but if they're saying that, it's something we need to improve upon.
Does that just mean when you call and say, my child will be absent today, she's in grade
That's why there might be a little question delineation. That could be that.
That's what I thought it was.
That's what it was meant to be.
Oh,
I think there were some instances of parents saying, well, I'm having a really hard time getting Johnny to school because Johnny might be dealing with something social,
Right.
emotionally.
who do I talk to?
Who do I talk to about that? And if that's the instance, that was again a great piece of information, because now we need to get that message out. Hey, if your kid's just having some social, emotional issues trying to get to school, let us know. Here's how you can let us know so we can help you overcome that obstacle. So we did calculate over these last 2 years, students to monitor. So students from 2022 to 2023 and 2023 to 2024. We have 30 students who we are currently monitoring K-8 based on trends from the previous 2 years. As of now, we currently have 17 out of 482 students who are approaching the chronically absent mark, which is about 3.5% of our student body. Again, pretty good numbers for the middle of January. That is, and how I calculated that was I went through all of the attendance data for all of our students, and anybody who had 9 or more absences, excused or unexcused, fell into that quotient of they're trending towards being chronically absent. And again, sitting at 17 out of 482, it's pretty good. That's 3.6. Sitting on that trend, if we were to continue to trend, we'd have 7.2% of our student body chronically absent for the year, which would again put us below this cap. These are just the students we are monitoring. There's no identifying information. Inventory of current strategies. So what we are doing now, and again, like I said, what we continue to do, we use the attendance line. Attendance is taken in the morning, the homeroom by 8:40. We then cross-reference that information with the attendance line and call home if the student is absent and not accounted for. At 5 absences, excused or unexcused, a letter is mailed home. Then at 10, then at 15, and so on. At 15, notification of truancy is discussed per state law. After this, a meeting will be held or can be held that includes administration, CST, the guidance counselor, and the family to discuss attendance issues and how we can work together to successfully attend school. We put together quote-unquote attendance contracts, if you will, where we sit down with families and say, hey, you know, what can we do? How can we mitigate, whether it's stress, whether it's social emotional, whether it's mental health, whether it's issues within the building, how can we work out a system so that everybody wins? That we get the student in the building and that this student can succeed and slowly grow over time to coming back full time. If the plan is not followed, truancy charges can and will be filed. If it continues, the discussion of retention is had per our student handbook and our code of conduct. All that. Areas we are currently working on and have been in the past that have been successful. We are always working to, did I go ahead? Yep. We are always working towards, hold on.
Nope.
Yep, always working to reduce our percentage, developing clearer forms of communication and accountability. That's essentially what these say, right? Areas of improvement, reduce the number of students who are chronically absent to under 10%. Develop a clearer way of communication, a more efficient manner of identifying, better systems of accountability. Those are things that we have been doing in the past and will continue to do as they show that they are trending or getting our numbers to trend down. Some other things in which we are working towards and have been in the past that we deem successful. Monitoring absenteeism monthly to identify students. We meet with grade levels to discuss students in danger and how to communicate these dangers with these families. This happens in our grade level team meetings. I can't say I've ever been in a team meeting where a student wasn't absent for 2 days and the staff members aren't saying, hey, Johnny hasn't been in here 2 days, can you give a call home? I'll call home. Typically the conversation is, yeah, he's got the flu. That just destroyed our 7th grade. So I made a lot of those phone calls. But we try to keep some form of open lines of communication, and I think kind of that community outreach has really helped keep those numbers in check. Some things are new areas that we are working on and hope to improve. That community feedback I think was extremely helpful. We're going to be working on ways to better communicate if your child is struggling for an area outside of sickness, mental health, social, emotional, whatever it may be. We need to do a better job communicating who they can reach out to and how we can be of service to help them get back in the building. Family-based attendance meetings to bring in all stakeholders to ensure accountability. I think those are crucial. There's something that worked in my previous district, and I have set them up last year in my brief time here, and it really did help. Bringing everybody in, getting everybody on the same page, and making sure we were working through this together. And then student accountability mentors. This is something new that Dr. Mealy brought in that I think was a tremendous idea. We're going to have trusted staff members that will lend messages of support to students struggling to attend school. Just kind of that accountability person. They have them, social media influencers have them all the time, right? You have a workout partner, hey, did you get to the gym today? Did you do this today? Kind of setting that up within the school. A trusted staff member, somebody the student likes, somebody the student trusts, just to send out an email. Maybe they do the phone call home, just to kind of give them that vote of confidence. Hey, I'm here for you. We need to see you in the school. Let's work together so that we can get everybody in here. And those are strategies that we are working towards addressing our chronic absenteeism problem. Last but not least for me, our biannual HIB report. So July to December of 2024, 25, what have you. The number of investigations we have completed since that time is 2. The number of cases found, 2. And our total trainings completed so far is 1. That's all I got. The end.
Thank you.
Job well done.
Okay, so then we have Mr. Lassard. Do you wanna give us an update on the audit, the sewer project, and the LRIG? What's the LRIG?
Local recreation
Oh,
improvement grant,
oh.
that's the word it signs. Just going in order, the audit, we received the audit report this past week, which I forwarded to all board members on Friday. There were no findings or recommendations, another clean audit. Just in summary, not the most exciting report to read. We have $90,000 going towards excess surplus. Our fund balances are, I should say our reserve balances, are 397, wait, let me correct page. 466,765, which is capital reserve, which we used about 80% of that towards the roof project. We're using another bit of it towards the sewer project. Maintenance reserve was 153,000, and our regular surplus is $250,000. But as I said, no findings or recommendations, so there's a resolution on there to approve it. Does anyone have any questions on the audit or the process or that stuff?
How much was in the maintenance reserve?
Maintenance reserve was again 153,506. Sewer project, so we have a meeting scheduled for February 7th. Mayors will be there, we have the engineer from Branchville is going to be there, as well as the engineer from Kleinfelder and the MUA. This will be our first real meeting to kind of discuss the logistics. Right now, the only thing that's up in the air is I'm trying to nail down the contract details that Kleinfelder sent to us. So they initially sent us a proposal, we approved it, sent it to them, and then literally at the beginning of last week, they sent me the terms and conditions, which had a lot of limitations on their liability side, which neither the insurance broker nor the attorney felt were very good. Like they, not that they're, this is just a feasibility study, so there's not likely a lot of issues to come up, but this turns into a bigger project. They were limiting their liability to $50,000, which would quickly get wiped out if something did happen. So we're still working on that language. That's the only thing that's up in the air. And I hope to have that resolved by tomorrow or Wednesday if I can. So that is the update, but otherwise, everything's moving forward. Fingers crossed it goes smoothly. Local recreation improvement grant, so we're applying for $70,000 to regrade the ball fields. Not necessarily the soccer field, because we're looking at, that's probably gonna get torn up a little bit when we do the sewer project, so that's gonna get minimally updated, but the baseball and softball fields will get some regrading to help with drainage, most specifically the softball field by the shed, cause that one gets, all of the runoff from the roof drains and everything hits that area, plus way back in the day, that used to actually be a pond. So, trying to fix the swales and make sure the water flows better. So anyhow, fingers crossed, we received $70,000 last year, that paid for all the new fencing for the backstops as well as the player benches, so hopefully it goes well again this year. And we're already looking forward to next year if we get approved this time around as well.
So this is an annual grant that we,
As long as they're offering it, we'll be
so
applying.
this is the same 70,000 we use for the backstop.
Yes, correct. So annually, I don't know how many years they've been approving it, but this is our second time applying it, so.
And you have to use it that year.
You have to use it for the specific project, but they give you about, I think, 2 years to actually get all the work done for the grant, so we,
So you
ours
have
was
to
done
do a
in
specific
this-
project.
Yeah, correct. So last year we tried to, I wanted to have the basketball hoops and all of that replaced. But, so you can apply for up to 100,000, but it seems like the sweet spot that they mostly approve is around the $70,000 to $75,000 range, unless you've got a really good project and you've got, it seems to the bigger awards are usually given when you have a lot more matching funds going into it as well. So they'll give you a larger chunk. At least that's what it's looked like looking at reviewing the approved applications.
Who's that come from? Okay.
Department of Community Affairs, I'm not sure where, I forget what the grant funding is coming from, I think it might be a federal project, partially. That is my update.
Yes, I just want to commend Mr. Lassard and the business office for no recommendations on the audit, that's huge. So well done, keep up the good work.
Could you print him a certificate?
Yeah. Don't let the suspense build.
Must have been in his office.
Mr. Sylvester, Dr. Mealy, thank you for your reports and your hard work, into those presentations, all great stuff, and, I think it's imperative that, we continue on the right track and we continue to move forward positively.
Great. So next is personnel, but do we need to talk,
Oh, is this?
is Danny here?
No, she didn't come in.
Would you like to give her a report?
Sure. So we have on the docket for student council. We held our first parents' night out on December 9th for grades K to 2. It went very well. We had about 40 students, and the student council members did crafts and had some fun with the younger students. They were like, at the end, they're like, oh my gosh, they're exhausting.
Yeah.
The Winter Pep Rally was on December 16th. The Bombers cheer team did a number of fantastic cheers, stunts, and dances and really motivated the audience. The Bombers wrestling team, girls and boys, basketball teams, and their coaches were celebrated. Buford showed up to further motivate the crowd. Mr. Sylvester was our MC and did a fabulous job. Mr. Aroni played the music. The energy in the gym was contagious and the rally was successful. Upcoming events. To celebrate the 100th day of school, we will work in conjunction with the Weekend Bag Program to collect 100 items, over 100 items for their 100th day of hygiene collection fundraiser. Flyers will be going out this week to each student in the school, labeling the items needed. Examples: toothbrushes, toothpaste, bar soap, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, and then each grade has a different item that they can bring in. The theme is to purchase the items listed on the flyer by spending no more than $1 or 100 pennies for each item. This will be extra exciting because the school who collects the most items will receive a traveling trophy. The name of the school is engraved on the trophy, and the winning school keeps the trophy until the next year's 100th day fundraiser. This activity will begin very soon. The winter dance is February 28th on a Friday night for grades 7 and 8. They chose the theme Winter Wonderland, and it will be decorated in blue, white, and silver. We have a movie night that we're putting together for K to 2. We're going to ask the teachers to ask the children what they would like, and then we'll have them vote on what they would like to see. We have activity nights for 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th, and we're bringing back class night for 5, 6, and 7, and 8 for the spring. And they were also talking about possibly hosting a father-daughter dance because PEP does the younger grades, so they wanted one for maybe 5 and 6. So that's what we're talking about also. And that's it, that's all we have right now.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Movie night sounds good.
A lot of good stuff
Go ahead.
going on.
Can I just actually publicly say thank you to the student council and Ms. Sadowski and Tori Vance. If you guys saw, Project Self-Sufficiency wrote the town and the community a tremendous letter thanking them for their Stop the Stocking. We were their Sussex County All-Star, and that was a tremendous job the student council did.
Was that her DSP
Yes.
project?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in conjunction with the student council. So Tori and Ms. Sadowski did a great job, so thank you very much.
Great job. And we're going into executive session. Motion.
Second.
We were almost at 20.
35?
Okay. So the following items are matters of routine business and will be voted on by one motion. Resolved that the Frankfurt Township Board of Education accept the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to approve the above identified regular agenda items numbered 2025-0127-03 through 2025-0127-30. Charlene Molnar.
Yes.
Your motion, Kate motion, second.
Oh, I thought we were just blanketing your motions and your seconds.
A second.
Charlene Molnar.
Yes.
John Tiger.
Yes.
Jesse Vaughn.
Yes.
Chris Dexter.
Yes.
Kate Adams.
Yes.
Caitlin Fredo.
Yes.
Mandy Giles, yes. Motion to open public comment.
Motion, second.
Anyone have a comment from the public?
Last chance.
Motion to close public comment.
Wait, I actually do have something to say. Well, I was- When you guys were going over the thing with the absentee, and you had pre-K up there. If pre-K isn't required from the state, because that seems to be your highest numbers of absentees, why should that affect your average?
It doesn't. So that 10.5 is only coming from K to 8. So
Okay,
if I
so you
actually-
had them up there, but that wasn't included in,
Yep.
okay.
Informational.
Yep, just for information, so it says average for K to 8, 10.5, average for pre-K to 8 was 12.
Okay.
So, and then, yeah, it's
Yeah,
just there
that's what
for,
it
to get what the state looks at and then our whole school as a whole.
Kindergarten isn't even mandated, right?
It's not mandated, but
But
it
it
still
counts.
counts in our,
Yeah.
pre-K doesn't count in our chronic.
Motion to close public comment.
Second.
They're all up there. Okay, so now we're at other items in good of the order. Our next Board of Ed meeting will be February 24th. Board members, you have to do your annual school ethics disclosure, so.
Emails were sent out today.
I got it.
And for ease of purpose, I sent you last year's,
I
so
saw that.
copy paste will help. Should only take you about 5 minutes. The more they get it done sooner, the fewer phone calls they have to do in May or April, so.
And then just one thing, if you don't have an 8th grader and you want to chaperone the 8th grade dance, it's on May 31st, and you can get in touch with the PTA to just make sure that you're on the list if you have a little bit of time. It was fun last year. Or volunteer your significant other, if you don't wanna have an ethics violation. Anything else, guys? Anyone else?
Motion to close. Second.
We adjourned.